I now convene the investiture ceremony for Dr. Mary Bondroff, 11th President of SUNY Delhi, to be in session.
Great day for Delhi. My cheeks hurt from smiling. I hate to walk in, because it just gets me. When Mary asked me to MC this event, I was just proud and excited. Not to steal anybody's thunder, because I don't get to give a speech, but just a wonderful, magnificent president here. I got back to my office, and I started to worry a little bit. And I'll tell you why. I was born and raised on a dairy farm right here in Delaware County. I spent 16 years turning wrenches in a garage, and I started to worry a little bit that, some colorful words might flow out of my mouth. It happens from time to time. About 2 weeks later of worrying, Michael Sullivan, and I don't know where Michael is, but thank you, Mike. Michael wrote a nice, beautiful script for us. Thank you so much. And I will try to stay on script to the best that I can. So for my stage party, please be seated. Good morning, distinguished guests. Oh, everybody be seated. I'm sorry, I forgot you guys. Good morning, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, alumni, family, friends. My name is Daniel Davis. I serve as the Dean of Applied Technology and Architecture. As a SUNY Delhi graduate myself, class of 91, I was also a former member of the automotive faculty for 16 years. So if we have technical difficulties, I could probably go on for an hour about the internal combustion engine, so we won't have any dead time. And now as the Dean, it's my great honor to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for today's inaugural celebration. Before we begin, I would like to make a few safety announcements. In the event of an emergency, please take a moment to locate the nearest exit to where you're seated. If you are in need of medical attention at any time, please find the closest usher or program volunteer. And I think pretty much everybody's got green shirts, so they'll be able to help you. Welcome to today's celebration. At this time, I ask you to please rise for a performance of our national anthem, sung by SUNY Delhi student Anna Lee Parker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Before we begin today's ceremony, SUNY Delhi acknowledges that the
seated.
land
Thank
on
you,
which we
Anna.
gather is the Oneida, Cayuga, Seneca, and Tuscarora nations, as well as the Delaware people. These lands, now known as Delaware County, were home to these indigenous communities whose impact is still felt today. We honor and respect the history, resilience, and ongoing contributions of indigenous nations who continue to call this land home.
Thank you. It is now my pleasure to welcome members of SUNY Delhi's College Players to the front. I'm not going to call it the stage because there's not enough room for us, for a performance of So Much Better from Legally Blonde the Musical, and that's the College Players Spring 2025 show. And Kelly Keck sent me a few Omaha steaks, so I will say it is on May 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
We're the College Players, and our show is on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, actually.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And yeah, this is the College Players, and we hope you enjoy your performance.
Make this the happiest day of my life.
Warner, this is absolutely stunning.
Marry me?
Yes.
All of this time I planned I'd be patient and you would love me again. You'd come to respect my mind, and at last you'd find you could love me again. And I have turned my whole world upside down, trying not to let you go. Watching you walk away is like a fatal blow. What? Whoa! Stick my name up on that list. Does someone know that I exist? Is this a mistake? Am I even awake? Pinch me now to make sure. Oh, yes, that is my name in black and white. Maybe I'm doing something right. Wow, I feel so much better than before. Oh, Warner, sorry I've been a pest, but I guess my best was not working with you. But looks like I found a cure, and I so look forward to working with you.
What? Working with who?
Hey, remember when we spent spring break in the hot tub every night? You said nothing else would ever feel so right. Well, this might seeing my name up on that list. That beats the first time that we kissed. You thought I was dumb. Well, I think that somebody's judgment was born. Seeing my name in black and white, it's like making love with you all night. No, wait, it feels so much better. Hello, much better. It's much better. I am so much better than before. Maybe she's what you prefer, but hey, last year I was her. Maybe you will change your mind, but you might look up to find I've gone on to better things, better jobs, or bigger rings. I don't have the time to cry. I'm too busy loving my name up on that list. Kind of a cool, ironic twist. Who else can I tell? Oh, wait, where's my cell? Mom will fall on the floor. Hey, Mom, look at my name in black and white. Your daughter's doing something right. I feel so much better. I'll be there on Monday, 9 o'clock, and we will see who walks the
Oh, somebody got the last clap. That was wonderful. Can't wait till the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of May now. At this time, I'd like to invite SUNY Delhi graduate Afsa Debate, Rabbi Meir Rubashkin, and Mary Beth Kearns Barrett to lead today's invocation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Afsa, and I'm an international student from Ivory Coast, West Africa. I moved here at 17 in 2020, and after spending around 6 months learning English, I started my studies here at SUNY Delhi in the spring of 2021. I am proud to say that I recently graduated with my bachelor's in business and technology management, and I am now an employee in the purchasing department here on campus. Thank you. It's truly an honor to be standing here today. I want to warmly welcome all our guests and thank you for being here to celebrate this occasion with us. For me, SUNY Delhi has had such an important part in directing my educational and personal growth. It has been a place of learning and community. I am very thankful for the opportunities I've had to learn, to challenge myself, and find a home among friends and faculty who have supported me through every step of my journey. As I reflect on my time here, I am especially grateful to President Bondaroff for promoting an environment where inclusivity and respect for all cultures, backgrounds, and beliefs thrive. As a Muslim, I have never once felt othered or discriminated against here. Her leadership has truly made a difference in making this university a place where all students, regardless of where they came from, feel welcomed and valued. On behalf of the Muslim community here at SUNY Delhi, I'd like to offer a brief prayer. May the President and all those in leadership to be granted wisdom, patience, and clarity as they guide this institution into a future that reflects the values of unity, understanding, and growth. May this university continue to be a place where all students are supported in their academic and personal journeys. Thank you all again for being here today. Let us look forward to the exciting future we will build together under the guidance of our new president. Thank you.
In preparing for this moment, couldn't help but think back to the first time Dr. Bondaroff and I had the pleasure of working together. It was our first Hanukkah after moving to Oneonta to serve as the spiritual guide advisor to SUNY Oneonta, as well as to open, together with my wife and then 2 children, a Jewish student center to serve the students attending SUNY Oneonta. Having completed our move a few months prior to Hanukkah, I thought it would be a great idea to have a public menorah lighting for the students, staff, faculty, in public in hopes of lighting up the cold, dark December upstate night. Being new to both the town and the campus, I was a little unsure how to proceed and where even to start. And I believe that God led me to Dr. Bondaroff, who at the time was the director of the Center for Multicultural Experience. Her warmth, excitement, and enthusiastic support for the event was exactly what I needed. And the event was such a success that it has been happening every year since. Her friendship and counsel were both invaluable and dependable throughout her time at SUNY Oneonta, and I took great personal pride in watching the amazing things she accomplished after leaving, culminating with the inauguration today. So even though we're roughly 1 week before celebrating the holiday of Passover, I found myself drawn to Hanukkah in seeking inspiration. 8 days of gifts don't hurt either, but in reflecting on Dr. Bondaroff's career, more importantly, her values, I also couldn't help but think about perhaps one of my favorite stories and anecdotes of the rabbi who in his old age shared the following. He said, when I was a young man, I dreamed of changing the world. As I got older, I realized that this was too ambitious of a dream, and I set my sights on changing my country. As I got older still and was no closer to this goal, I was willing to settle for my state, and then after that didn't work, my city. But now, well into the back half of my life and still making very little progress, I decided, he said, to settle on changing just my family. That too didn't exactly pan out. And so finally, having no other choice, I said, you know what? Let me try to change myself. I can now say with certainty, he concluded, had I started with myself at that young age, I probably would have already changed the world. And so I'd like to offer the following invocation. May it be your will, Master of the universe, to bless this sacred moment as we gather to install the uncoincidentally 11th president in the history of SUNY Delhi. In the spirit of the Jewish tradition, we look to the menorah, which has that one candle that stands above them all, known as the shamash, the leader candle. It stands apart not to be counted among the flames of the miracle, but to rather ignite them. It is the servant light, humble yet essential, giving of itself so that others may shine. Today we ask your blessings upon Dr. Bondaroff, who steps forward as our shamash, a leader called to kindle the potential within this community and to illuminate the paths of learning, growth, and service. May you grant Dr. Bondaroff the wisdom to lead with self-awareness, the courage to inspire change, and the humility to know that every step forward begins with the soul's own striving. And lastly, we stand mindful of the number 11, a number rich with meaning in the Jewish tradition. See, while 10 speaks of completion, 11 speaks of transcendence, a call to rise above, to stretch forward, outward towards the divine. As his 11th president, may Dr. Bondaroff guide SUNY Delhi beyond what has been, transcending all boundaries, lifting this institution, and perhaps most importantly, its students, to new heights of excellence, realized potential, and certainly most of all in these times, unity. May your presence dwell among us, O God, as we embark on this journey together. Bless Dr. Bondaroff with strength, vision, and compassion. Bless this college, its students, faculty, and staff with a shared purpose to seek truth and build a better world. And may the light kindled here today shine far beyond these walls, a beacon of hope and transcendence for all. Amen.
Good afternoon, SUNY Delhi. My name is Mary Beth Kearns Barrett, and I am the college chaplain at the College of the Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. But more importantly, I am very lucky to be able to call myself the cousin of Mary Bondaroff, Dr. Mary Bondaroff, that is. When I think back to my earliest memories of Mary as a child in the early 1970s, I think of Mary the tomboy. Mary and my sister Andrea loved to put on their jeans, t-shirts, and a baseball hat and ride their bikes around the neighborhood, calling each other Pat. It's Mary's middle name. She doesn't like us to tell you that, but she grew up as Mary Pat. And Andy, convinced that everyone who heard them calling to each other would think they were boys. At age 7, these two spunky little girls already had visions for themselves that defied the limitations of the gender expectations of their time. SUNY Delhi, my cousin Mary's ability to see possibilities where others see limitations will be one of the great gifts that she brings to her role as president. Mary brings an open heart and an open mind to everyone she encounters. This enables her to call forth the best in people. Together with her leadership, you will all chart a course towards higher and new expectations. Mary, I am honored and filled with joy to be with you here today, celebrating your inauguration as the 11th president of Delhi College. Now let us pause in a spirit of gratitude and hope. Holy and gracious source of wisdom, with hearts filled with joy, we pause in this moment to acknowledge your presence among us. Today, we celebrate a new chapter in the life of SUNY Delhi as we inaugurate Dr. Mary Bondaroff as its president. We recognize and give thanks for the many gifts she brings to this community, particularly her deep commitment to equity and access in higher education, as well as her vision for Delhi as a leader among technology institutions in service of the common good. Blessed President Bondaroff, may she lead with compassion, courage, and creativity, inspiring all who learn and labor in this place. Give her the gifts of curiosity and calm, clarity and confidence with every challenge she encounters. We also lift up the unique and vital role that SUNY Delhi plays in shaping not only individual lives, but the broader world. Here, learning is not confined to the classroom. It is applied, practiced, and lived, preparing students to meet challenges of today to build a hope-filled future for tomorrow. SUNY Delhi stands at the crossroads of education and impact, equipping students to step forward as problem solvers, caregivers, creators, and leaders. In all of this, may they be guided by integrity, ingenuity, and a steadfast commitment to the common good. SUNY Delhi, as you embark on this new era under President Bondaroff's leadership, may your endeavors be marked by collaboration, perseverance, and boundless possibilities. May this learning community flourish, and may its contributions to our state, nation, and world be a lasting testament to the power of education and applied learning in the service of others. With gratitude for all who have brought us to this day, and in a spirit of hope, help us to embrace all that is to come. May the spirit of love fill President Bondaroff and the entire Delhi community today and all days forward. Amen.
Thank you all for those beautiful words. And I think it's exciting that we get behind Mary, and hopefully we can do all that and more. We'll continue on here with stage party. Thank you all. Since our spring break does not start until tomorrow, I have some homework assignments for you. As you read through your program, you'll see that there's a A brief description of the history of academic dress, a brief description of our college, and the robes and the regalia that you see on stage today, as well as the presidential medallion, which I think is under that, and the mace, which is right here. These items have been used in serious and consequential programs such as commencement and inauguration for years. Enjoy the reading. There's supposed to be food and drinks afterwards, but there'll be a quiz to get into that part. On behalf of everyone at SUNY Delhi, I'd also like to thank Chancellor King for elevating today's program with his leadership and participation in today's ceremony. We would also like to recognize the dedicated work of the Inauguration Party Planning Committee, the IPC, the many volunteers, and a special thanks to CADDY, our campus auxiliary, our partners at Sudoku, and the faculty, staff, and students of the Hospitality Management Department for making today's celebration possible through their work and generous support. And I think that they might have something to do with the food. So thank you all. As a SUNY institution, we are fortunate to be part of the largest education system in the nation. And we also highly value the network, the partnerships, the collaborations that we have with colleges and universities across the state, across the nation, and beyond. On behalf of SUNY Delhi, I would like to thank the many college presidents and special guests and delegates that we see here on the stage today that have traveled to Delhi to be with us today. Now, I'd like to formally introduce today's platform party. When you hear your name, please stand and remain standing until each member of the party has been recognized. I ask that the audience please hold your applause until the end of the introductions so that the group can be recognized as a group. We'll try that. All right. Dr. David Brower. Took my eyes off that one. Dr. David Brower, Provost, Vice President, Academic Affairs for SUNY Delhi. Diane Williams, Executive Director, Oneonta Auxiliary Services, SUNY Oneonta. Felicia Magnan, Coordinator of Tutorial Service at SUNY Delhi. Julia Rios, SUNY Delhi Student Senate President. Dr. Alice Krause, College Senate President at Delhi and past presider. Melissa Dacey, Local 638 CSEA President at SUNY Delhi. Jack Schoonmaker, Chair, SUNY Delhi College Council. Keith Landa, President, University Faculty Senate, SUNY Board of Trustees. Anna Almanzar, Class of 2000, New York City Deputy Mayor for Strategic Initiatives, College Foundation at Delhi Trustee. Rabbi Meir Rubelskin, Invocation Speaker. Mary Beth Kearns Barrett, Invocation Speaker. Asfa Diabate, Alumni, Invocation Speaker. Dr. Candice Vanko, Past President, SUNY Delhi. Meg Sawicki, Class of 79, Alumni Association, College Foundation at Delhi Trustee. Doug McKee, our Grand Marshal. Dr. John B. King Jr., SUNY Chancellor. And our guest of honor, Dr. Mary Bondaroff, SUNY Delhi President.
Wish I had a head.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Candice Vanko, SUNY Delhi's 9th president, to share some welcoming remarks. And I got big and little.
I'm short. As I've aged, I've gotten shorter. Good afternoon, I'm Candice Vanko. I had the privilege of serving as SUNY Delhi's president from 1999 to 2016. And it's my honor and my immense pleasure. This is the first time I've been back on campus since I retired to welcome you on this very special day in the life of SUNY Delhi. I genuinely believe that serving as president of SUNY Delhi is the best job in the world. What other job offers the opportunity to work with really smart and really caring faculty and staff? Where else are you surrounded by energetic, eager to learn young people? What other job gives you a chance to make a difference in students' lives? And what other job offers this stunning setting? It's no wonder SUNY Delhi has a very special place in my heart. The word inauguration means a beginning marked by a formal ceremony. Here today, it also marks something else: the continuation of a powerful and purposeful journey. Dr. Bondaroff was named as acting president during a time of uncertainty. She led with clarity, compassion, and a fierce commitment to students, bringing not just stability, but momentum. Under her leadership, SUNY Delhi erased significant debt, grew its enrollment, and most importantly, students didn't just come, they stayed, they thrived, they graduated. They left SUNY Delhi well-equipped, not just with a diploma, but with well-paying, career-ready jobs, the kinds of success stories that change lives and lift communities. Today, you will hear from students, faculty, alumni, friends, and family. We are all celebrating this special day for SUNY Delhi. President Bondaroff, congratulations. Your steady, strategic, student-centered leadership has shown us what's possible. SUNY Delhi's future is bright. We can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you, Candace. Beautiful words. I would now like to invite, we should have checked for height for each one of these. I would now like to invite Alumni Advisory Committee member, College Foundation trustee, 1979 Student of the Year, Meg Sawicki, to the podium to speak on behalf of the Alumni Association.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this joyous occasion. My name is Meg Sawicki. I'm a proud graduate of the class of 1979 and co-chair of the SUNY Delhi Alumni Association. On behalf of our more than 30,000 alumni and the greater Delhi community, it's my immense pleasure to welcome you today to the inauguration of our new president, Mary Bondaroff. We are honored to have distinguished guests with us today, including faculty, staff, students, alumni, trustees, and community leaders. Thank you all for joining us to celebrate this significant moment in the life of our college. Your presence here speaks to the strength of our shared commitment to education and the future we will build together. Over the past 2+ years, we have witnessed Dr. Bondaroff's service as our interim president, leading the institution with transparency, fostered by a commitment to shared governance. Her dedication to strengthening our enrollment and retention of students has earned her accolades from peers across the SUNY system. And in the fall of 2024, Delhi welcomed the largest incoming class in its 111th year history. As we now officially remove the word interim from her title and welcome her wholly as President Bondaroff, we look forward to a future filled with new opportunities, innovative ideas, and a renewed sense of community. This is a time for us to come together to reflect on our history, to build on the values that have made our college great: excellence, inclusion, and a passion for learning. Today marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter with President Bondaroff's leadership. We're confident that SUNY Delhi will continue to thrive, evolve, and serve as a beacon of knowledge to all who pass through its doors. Once again, thank you all for being here today. We look forward to the journey ahead, and we are delighted to share this moment with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meg. I would now like to welcome Julia Rios, SUNY Delhi Student Senate President, to the podium.
Good afternoon. My name is Julia Rios. I'm a senior majoring in applied communications and president of the Student Senate here at SUNY Delhi. When I first joined the Senate as a sophomore back in the fall of 2022, I was very shy, quiet, and had no desire to be a leader. Even though now I poke fun at the senators who say they only go to meetings because they have to, I can't really blame them because it's exactly how I was. So when I found out I had to stay even later one night to have dinner at the president's house, I remember thinking to myself, well, great, this is going to be a waste of time. Little did I know that night was going to change the trajectory of my life in a way I never could have imagined. As soon as we arrived, Dr. Bondaroff was introducing herself to every single student. And not just a quick hi-bye, she was having real conversations with each and every one of us. When she got to my table, we talked about classes, traveling, issues on campus, and a mutual love for Brené Brown. The next day, Dr. Bondaroff reached out to follow up on the things we had talked about and has continued to reach out ever since. As I got more confident in Senate and moved up the ranks, Dr. Bondaroff was always there to listen, offer support, and make positive change however she could. Over the years, she has gone beyond just helping me with Senate and helped me with my personal career growth and development as well. She has taken every opportunity to introduce me to campus, SUNY, and state leaders, help me with my grad school journey, include me in as many meetings, boards, and committees as possible, and helped create my current internship with all of the administration, which has solidified my goal to work in higher education. This past fall, we also did finally get to do the Brené Brown leadership event we planned that first day we met. Along with planning events, I've gotten to go to conferences with Dr. Bondaroff, do Instagram photo shoots, and I hope you all got to see our awesome Halloween costumes this year, where we dressed up as each other. It was pretty iconic, if you ask me. I am incredibly lucky that through my roles on campus and current internship that I get to work with Dr. Bondaroff as much as I do, but her level of support has nothing to do with that. Every single student who talks with Dr. Bondaroff gets the same level of respect, understanding, and response. When students felt unheard and uninvolved in campus decisions, Dr. Bondaroff planned a town hall with as many departments as she could so students could voice their concerns and discuss possible solutions. This work continued by starting the President's Advisory Council and opening up office hours. Dr. Bondaroff's accessibility and visibility has completely changed the campus culture around transparency with the administration. If there is an issue on campus, she's planning solutions. If a fundraiser is happening, she's the first to donate. And if there's an event or game on campus, you know Dr. Bondaroff is there, rocking her Converse, always cheering the loudest for all of her students. If you ask any student here, they will tell you about the incredible presence and impact Dr. Bondaroff has made on this campus. I've been so fortunate to watch all of the positive changes Dr. Bondaroff has put in place here. I mentioned that when we first met 3 years ago, I had no desire to lead. I didn't even really know what it meant to be a leader. Since then, I've learned that a good leader is compassionate and cares about the people they work with and represent. A good leader is innovative in implementing new ideas and problem solving. A good leader is confident, not only in their abilities, but in the abilities of the people they lead so that they can become confident in themselves. And a great leader puts their all into everything that they do. Dr. Bondaroff has taught me what it means to be a great leader. I'm so grateful for all of the lessons she has given me, and I know I will carry them with me wherever I go. I'm sad I have to leave in May and can't stay and continue to watch SUNY Delhi blossom under Dr. Bondaroff's leadership. but I know that each time I come back to visit, things will only get better and better. Broncos, you are so incredibly lucky to have the best president a college could ask for. Dr. Bondaroff, congratulations. Good luck on this new and exciting chapter, and thank you for everything.
Just thank you so much, Julia. Just a quick side note on Halloween. We build a house every year, which some of you might know. The students build the house, not me. So I had to pick Mary up at the flagpoles in front of Bush Hall. We were going to head over. I think David Brower was coming too. And so I parked there. I try to get there early, and I pull up, and there's somebody sitting at the bus stop, and they get up and they start walking to my truck, and I'm like, oh man, who the heck is this? I got to get over there, to meet the people. Comes right up, opens the door of the truck, gets right in. I'm like, it was Julia Mary. It was an excellent costume. At this time, I'd like to welcome Melissa Dacey, SUNY Delhi CSEA President, to the podium.
Good afternoon. It is truly an honor to stand before you today. My name is Melissa Dacey, and I am the president of the local 638 Civil Service Employee Association, or also known as the CSEA Union here at SUNY Delhi. On behalf of the entire CSEA membership, I would like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Mary Bondaroff as she is inaugurated as SUNY Delhi's 11th president. We are excited to have you lead this wonderful institution into its next chapter, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. As we all know, the foundation of a strong educational institution lies in the collaboration and partnership of everyone, the students, faculty, and staff, administration included. I am hopeful that under your leadership, we will continue to foster a productive, supportive environment where CSE members and all SUNY Delhi employees can work together to support our students and ensure the continued success of our college community. Since your time here, there has been a noticeable shift in the communication between the administration and the CSEA members. We've seen a greater understanding of each other's goals and roles in a deeper commitment for our shared goals. I believe that this will only strengthen as we continue to move forward. Our focus is always on the students, and we are excited about the opportunities that lie ahead in ensuring that they have the support that they need to thrive. I am confident that with your leadership, SUNY Delhi will continue to grow and serve the students and community with excellence. On behalf of the CSEA membership, I wish you much success as you lead this great institution. I look forward with working closely with you in the years to come and building a brighter future for our college community. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Now speaking on behalf of the SUNY Delhi College Senate, I welcome Dr. Alice Kraus, past presider of Senate, to the podium.
Good afternoon. I'm Alice Kraus. I'm Associate Professor in Liberal Arts and Science and the past presider of the College Senate. Our current presider, Doug Holob, extends his well wishes and regrets for not being able to attend today. Personally, and on behalf of the College Senate, I am happy to offer our congratulations to Dr. Bondaroff on her appointment as SUNY Delhi's 11th president. We are excited to continue the Senate's collaboration with Dr. Bondaroff and other shared governance partners as we strive to make SUNY Delhi the best student-centered and student-ready institution that it can be. Dr. Bondaroff has been on our campus for 3 years, and during that time, we have made impressive progress on key aspects of shared governance, such as communication and transparency. But what stands out most to me about Dr. Bondaroff's leadership is that she shows up and she responds. She regularly attends Senate meetings to provide updates and answer questions. She meets frequently with Senate leadership, and she doesn't shy away from our tough questions or criticism. And if you know our e-board, you know that we're not afraid to bring it. She demonstrates her responsiveness by being willing to change course to meet the needs of our community while not compromising on her values. She provides frequent budget updates to the college community. She shows up at all kinds of student, faculty, and staff events, no matter how big or small. Most importantly and most impressively, she shows up and responds for individual people. I'm aware of multiple situations in which Mary has taken an impromptu meeting or followed up with someone personally to talk out an issue, building trust and community. I've enjoyed getting to know Dr. Bondaroff both professionally and personally over the last 3 years. When Mary started in her leadership role on our campus, she and I met weekly to work on improving shared governance, and I think that time was well spent. Her office is a place where I know I can be myself. I've cried in Mary's office. I've let a curse word fly here or there in Mary's office. And I know it's a place where I feel valued as a person and as a professional. Relationship building is one of Dr. Bondaroff's top strengths. And at SUNY Delhi, where we pride ourselves on being a place where people matter and where relationships matter, it's a good fit. I look forward to our continued conversations and collaboration. On behalf of the College Senate and the faculty and staff of SUNY Delhi, I wish Dr. Bondaroff a successful future in leading our institution. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. At this time, I welcome SUNY Delhi graduate, College Foundation at Delhi trustee, and New York City Deputy Mayor Ana Almanzar to the podium.
Good afternoon, SUNY Delhi. I am Ana J. Almanzar, and I serve New York City as a Deputy Mayor for Strategic Initiatives, and I am a proud SUNY graduate. This institution holds a special place in my heart. SUNY Delhi told me that learning is a lifelong journey, and I wanted just to express how honored I am to be here in the inauguration of Dr. Bondaroff as the 11th president of SUNY Delhi. Thank you for the invitation. My immigration story started like millions of others before me. At the age of 17, just like the previous speaker, I landed in Bushwick, Brooklyn, with only the grace of God, my family, and a high school diploma, and zero English. I found a job at a factory, an honorable job, but lacking of inspiration for a young girl with big dreams. I quickly realized that to succeed in this country, I needed to learn English and to get a college education. I began learning English at a local nonprofit in Brooklyn. I learned quickly, and I was able to enroll in a community college in the Bronx, where I enrolled in my English classes and completed my associate's degree. Little by little, I was becoming an American, but I knew I needed to pursue a 4-year college education. I searched for a college that offered a program in travel and tourism, so I could stay connected to my home country through that industry. That is how I found this beautiful campus in the heart of the Catskills. Beautiful it was, but with Brooklyn as my only point of reference in this country, it was the whitest town I ever been. I was terrified, to say the least. But soon after my first semester started, it became clear to me that neither my skin color, my heavy accent, nor my socioeconomic status mattered to anyone on campus. My first day in Delhi, it was an adventure. I couldn't find my classroom nor did I have the courage to ask anyone for help. The dean of the School of Business, Rosalind Higgins, passed me through on campus. She must have noticed the desperation on my face as she looked at me and asked me if I needed help. I couldn't bring myself to speak, so I meekly pointed to my class schedule. She grabbed my hand and walked me to McDonald Hall. She took me to her office and showed me where it was, just in case I needed help soon again. She then took me to my very first class in SUNY Delhi. The sweetest gesture imaginable. Dean Higgins was the first of many inspiring leaders I met here in Delhi, including John Snyder, Professor Snyder of political science. See, I took your advice to heart. This college took me in as a first-generation college student and gave me a home. It is here where I've met a wonderful professor, Mr. Bob Cyber. Whew. A mentor, an advocate, an advisor. Ooh, David Bravo, I thought it would be easy. Who reminded all his students of the two most important decisions you make in your life. Who's gonna sign your paycheck and who you married. And I took Professor Cyber's advice to heart. I married my college sweetheart, a fellow SUNY graduate, Sean Wildman, who's here with us today. Professor Bob Cyber instilled in me the confidence to dream big and the courage to pursue those dreams. SUNY Delhi equipped me with the tools necessary to meet challenges and successes with the same fervor. I would not be standing here before you today as deputy mayor of the largest city in the country, and I may say, the most important city in the world, had it not been for all I learned here at Delhi. I am excited to witness Dr. Bernadette lead SUNY Delhi because I know she will continue the legacy that helped me become who I am today. From her signature Converse sneakers to her brilliance and compassion, Dr. Bernadette is an inspiration to the entire college community. I wish I could have worn a pair of Converse today, but standing at 5'1", I had to wear heels so you can see me above the podium. Or perhaps reach the mic. I remember the first time I met Dr. Bernadette. She had a brightness and commitment to the success of our school. She centered around creating a home for thousands of first-generation college students and their families. I am not sure if you've noticed, but she starts and ends every conversation with this phrase, and I quote, "This is how I'm going to make sure that our students succeed." I am so proud to know her that I name drop Dr. Bernadette every time I meet a member of the SUNY Board of Trustees or the leadership team. Don't I? From the first time I met her, I sensed her brilliance, dedication, and talent, which are key to creating more innovators and leaders. She will continue building a collegial experience for thousands of first-generation college students like me and give them a home. Chancellor King, you did well, my friend. You selected the most qualified president to advance the mission of SUNY Delhi and continue to empower students and families through education. I thank you all for inviting me, Michael Sullivan, President Bernadette, my class speaker, Provost David Brower. So good to be with you. And I thank you for inviting me to this historic day and to sharing the celebration and the honor of Dr. Bernadette's inauguration. Congratulations, Dr. Bernadette, and congratulations, SUNY Delhi. Thank you very much.
Anna, thank you for sharing your reflections and your hopes for the future and just the stories. It's hard, like I say, my cheeks hurt terrible from being so happy today, smiling all the time. I will now ask Felicia Magnan to join me at the podium for her remarks.
Good afternoon, SUNY Delhi, fellow SUNY institutions, distinguished guests,
family, and friends of Mary. My name is Felicia Magnan, Coordinator of Tutorial Services here at SUNY Delhi. Today, I am honored to stand before you all to acknowledge, to congratulate, and to celebrate Dr. Mary Bondaroff as she embarks as the 11th president of SUNY Delhi. When Mary asked me to speak today, a montage of both transformative, hilarious, and quietly synchronous moments with Mary over a decade, about, I would say, 12 years, of our knowing of each other flooded my mind. When I started a new role, she would be starting a new role. When I was about to start my master's degree, she was finishing up her doctorate. When I was at the nail salon, she was at the nail salon. She was my first boss back in college at SUNY Oneonta, and now she is the ultimate boss here at college. On a serious note, the first time I met Mary, it was a classic fake spring day at SUNY Oneonta, kind of like today. I was a sophomore looking for a job on campus and applying to be the student manager at the Center for Multicultural Experiences, CME. I will be referring to it as the CME throughout. Now, at the time, let's just say, equity and inclusion work were just emerging in higher education in a tangible way. Back in those days, as the director of the CME, Mary gained a reputation among students as a subject matter expert on diversity, equity, and inclusion. In layman's terms, Mary was a trustworthy white woman who gained the reputation as an ally on campus. She earned the trust of others as someone who provided language to lived experiences that are often very difficult to explain, AKA trauma. It was while working in the CME that I truly saw Mary's foundation as a leader, as a practitioner. Mary led by doing the work alongside. Mary led by oscillating between expert and student, leveraging collaboration to meet goals that represented innovation and inclusion. Mary saw potential in students and professionals. She fostered it with very little pretense. She was comfortable inviting players of all levels to the table. Fast forward to 2025, here at SUNY Delhi, I am reminded of who Mary has always been as a leader. She continues to lead by doing the work alongside. She continues to lead by leveraging collaboration to meet innovative goals. She continues to foster potential in students and professionals with very little pretense. She continues to be comfortable inviting players of all levels to the table. In order to describe the role Mary has played in my life, I have to briefly speak on the unique experiences of young professionals of color in small towns and rural places. When students decide to build a life post-graduation in their college town, there's oftentimes an indescribable level of loneliness and expectation, a sort of liminal space between isolation and belonging. Back home, your family and friends are impressed by your independence. Where you are, you're just trying to find the best cultural foods and where to get your hair done. I missed my great-grandmother, Ermine Maya. I missed my great-aunt, Merzil Maya. I missed my mother back at home, Jasmine Maya. In that, Mary, a matriarch in her own right, was the college professional who stayed in touch. She was the one who sent a happy birthday message, who asked to meet for a coffee. She was the one who incorporated you into this upstate life. Mary was the one who cared because she wanted to, not because she had to. Mary, as president of SUNY Delhi, I hope you're able to find peace and pride in the work you champion. I wish that you were able to meet different and beautiful iterations of yourself in this role. Versions of yourself that represent strength, persistence, humility, and joy. When this role offers you stress and challenges, which it will, I hope you're able to cultivate a certain type of self-love that reminds you of your journey. A self-love that reminds you of what you earned at this point of your career. I hope you remember the gravity yet the brevity of this moment of this day. On behalf of the many people whose lives you positively impacted without being prompted to, I want to thank you. I want to congratulate you. I am so proud of you. Lastly, in true nerd form, let's review the word inauguration. The definition of inauguration is a ceremony to mark the beginning of something. The etymology of inauguration is to consecrate or install under good omens, when omens are favorable. In many ways, Mary, perhaps, you are and will be a good omen for SUNY Delhi's future. Congratulations, Mary B.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Very powerful. And I think it's a good omen, too. It's now my pleasure to invite one of Dr. Bondaroff's longtime friends and colleagues, Diane Williams, to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Diane Williams, retiring after a 45-year career at SUNY Oneonta this July. Throughout my tenure, I have served in several capacities, and I am currently the Executive Director of Oneonta Auxiliary Services. I'm honored to represent Oneonta Red Dragon alumni, friends, and colleagues, and I invite you all to join me in congratulating President Mary Holohan Bondaroff. To say I was astounded when Mary asked me to speak today would be an understatement. My immediate response was, I'd be honored to, but why me? Well, apparently, in addition to being a very dear friend and mentor, I was Mary's first, and let me emphasize this, Mary's favorite boss. That's right, to date, present company included, I bear the title of Mary's favorite boss. We all need goals. In 1988, I hired Mary as a student manager at the Morris Conference Center, where I served as director. Upon her graduation, I promoted her to assistant director. The characteristics that impressed me then, her integrity, intelligence, empathy, grit, honesty, and sense of humor, have only been further cultivated and refined. It has been my profound pleasure to witness her remarkable trajectory in higher education over the past 37 years. Mary remains wonderfully humble about her achievements. During her early years at the Conference Center, she worked in the catering kitchen, running the dish machine, alongside our catering chef, Brian. Recently, when Brian saw her at a SUNY Delhi event, he was surprised and delighted, exclaiming, "Hey, Mary, what are you doing here?" Her succinct response, "I'm the president." Our personal connection runs deep. I've shared countless life milestones, her engagement and marriage to Scott, their first home, their births of David, Max, and Sam, holiday celebrations, and yes, even some questionable 1980s hairstyles. While I considered bringing photographic evidence of our disastrous perms, I decided to spare Mary on this momentous occasion. One particularly vivid memory stands out. Mary and Scott roaring up to my house on their motorcycle to attend my son William's first birthday. I'm delighted that they still share the passion for adventure after all these years. Balancing personal and professional life is no small feat, and Mary makes it appear effortless. As a working mother, I know firsthand the challenges of prioritizing multiple priorities. Her family, Scott and her sons, have been instrumental in supporting her career, particularly as she assumed the presidency of SUNY Delhi. These are complex times in higher education, but Mary possesses the character, wisdom, experience, tenacity, wit, and strength required to lead effectively. To those privileged to work alongside her, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. Thank you for allowing me to celebrate the inauguration of President Mary Holohan Bondaroff. Mary, I love you.
Thank you, Diane. At this time, I ask Dr. Bondaroff's sons, David, Maxwell, and Samuel, up to the podium. And yeah, come on up. Trying to see, is anybody shorter or taller, or are you all the same height?
I'm taller.
All right, give it up for Dr. Mom. Woo! When you said there was a David Bondaroff, a Dr. David Bondaroff, I was like, I'm the only David Bondaroff I've ever met. I was feeling very skeptical. So, I bet you're all wondering why I gathered you here today. As the eldest of Mary's children, it is my duty to enlist you all in settling a debate. You see, for the past 2.5 decades, Dr. Mary Bondaroff has maintained that she doesn't have a favorite child. My brothers and I find this very hard to believe. Everyone knows a mother's favorite is her first. But in an effort to finally put the matter to rest, I'm using this platform to present my case for why I am my mother's favorite child. My mom is a natural leader, the kind of person who can walk into chaos and somehow get everyone laughing and back on track. She makes people feel heard, seen, inspired, and it's not just smarts, it's charisma, it's performance. Of the 3 boys, I'm the one with a theater arts degree, from a SUNY, no less. It stands to reason that our mother would favor me, the funny, charming, handsomest, most humble son. In all seriousness, watching her rise to become SUNY Delhi's president has been incredibly inspiring. She didn't just get here by chance. She got here through passion, integrity, late nights, and a belief in the power of education and community, all while raising 3 boys. I have a 3-year-old daughter now, Billy, and I've learned that when you have a child, it's almost too easy to put everything else aside. Not only do your priorities shift, your entire identity shifts with them. Our mom worked part-time and stayed home part-time when we were little. I still do not know how she did it. My daughter, Billy, is in daycare full-time, and most days I have no idea how I'm going to fold laundry, let alone think about my own dreams. And yet, while my mom was raising us, she was also building herself. I remember being a kid and watching her work at SUNY Oneonta, where I had the privilege of being around as she led diversity programs, where I got to meet the incredible students she mentored, and where I experienced firsthand what it means to create a space rooted in inclusion. I remember sitting in her office at the Multicultural Center between orthodontist appointments. I remember her bringing me to drumming circle workshops and other diversity events she helped organize. Those weren't just programs. Those were priorities, values she's lived out for more than 3 decades. And she has carried them from Oneonta to Morrisville to Delhi, from student housing to chief diversity officer to college president. It wasn't a miracle that she rose through the SUNY system. It was hard work. It was passion. It was purpose. So when I feel like giving up on my dreams, like maybe I'm supposed to be dad and nothing else, I think about her. I think about everything she accomplished while raising 3 boys, and it helps me believe that I can do it too, and still give my daughter a beautiful life. Or maybe 2 kids. Would I be your favorite if I give you a 2nd grandchild?
Are you telling me something?
No, it's not a reveal. Not right now. It's your day. I would never. That's why I'm your favorite. My mom has always led by example, showing her sons to dream big, set goals, and stop at nothing to reach them. And I'm the son that's followed her example the closest. And that's why I'm her favorite. Thanks for everything, Mom. I'm so proud of you and everything you've accomplished. It's incredible. And thank you, and please give a warm welcome to my brother, Max.
Congratulations to my mother, Dr. Mary Bondaroff, on this magnificent career pinnacle. I've always said there's no need to debate on the favorite because it's me. Dr. Bondaroff knows, my brothers know, I'm even certain some of you in this very crowd know. That is, of course, all due to learning half of what I know from her. Shout out to Dad for the other half. A few standouts among the many incredible attributes I owe to my mother are courage, resilience, humility, openness, acceptance, and passion. Her drive, honed throughout her career to reach the summit of higher education and share her expertise at SUNY Delhi and within the greater SUNY network, is honorable and inspiring. She inspires me to see that there is always ways to help those you care about and always ways to better the communities you love and want to see flourish. I spent just one semester formally in the SUNY system. I'm certainly not the educational representative of the Bondaroff family, but my mother assured me that there were avenues within higher education that would fit my learning style and aspirations. I believed her, and eventually I completed my degree in snow science in Anchorage, Alaska, where I still live, educating and guiding people in skiing and glacier exploration all over the state. My mother understands the importance of higher education in all its forms and the impact it can have on a prosperous future for everyone. Dr. Bondaroff is never defined by just one attribute. It is the culmination of her character that you all have witnessed and may admire yourselves. I have a slight bias as the favorite, but I truly believe there is no better person to step into this role, and I hope you all share this sentiment. I hope her accomplishments and inspiration here at SUNY Delhi will carry on for generations and ripple through the entire SUNY system. Congratulations, Mom. Thank you. I love you. Here's the other bro.
Thank you, David and Max, for opening up for the grand finale. My name is Sam, and I'm Dr. Bondaroff's youngest and brightest son. I attended SUNY Geneseo for my bachelor's in childhood education and special education, and am currently pursuing my master's at the University of Albany. First, I would like to congratulate you, Mom, for all you have accomplished. You worked tirelessly to get where you are today, and I want you to know that it does not go unnoticed. You've shown David, Max, and me what it means to work hard, to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, to push yourself to your potential, and to not let anything get in your way. I cannot begin to express how deeply proud we are of you and how excited we are for this next chapter in your professional career. I remember your days at SUNY Eleneana, spending time with your students in the Multicultural Center and getting a treat from Starbucks on campus when you had some work to finish. I remember the long drives to Troy for my travel baseball, where you would sit in the stands with your laptop in your lap, trying to get work for your doctorate done while supporting my love for baseball. You have made incredible sacrifices for us, and I genuinely appreciate all you have done to help us. Like my mother, I have chosen to pursue a career in education. I currently teach 6th grade in Sharon Springs, which is just down the road from where she did her student teaching. Although Dr. Bondaroff did not continue her career in primary education, many of her values on education have been instilled in me. Growing up with Dr. Bondaroff as my mother, I've seen firsthand what it means to lead with purpose, inclusivity, and a deep commitment to education. She has instilled in me the values of lifelong learning, the importance of diverse perspectives, and the responsibility to create spaces where everyone feels seen and supported. These values I carry with me in everything I do, and they continue to guide my journey in education and beyond. Now, I know there's been some discussion of a favorite child, but let's face it, you saved the best for last. How could the favorite not be the son who still lives in the area, helps you maintain the house, and pursued a career in education? But David and Max, let's face it, Billy has us all beat. Congratulations, Mom. We are so proud of you and love you so much.
Thank you, David, Maxwell, and Samuel. Everybody that talks, Mary, I feel like I should turn around and thank you. I mean, I just appreciate you to no end. At this time, it is my true honor to introduce and to welcome the 15th Chancellor of the State University of New York, Chancellor John B. King, Jr., to today's celebration. Chancellor King was sworn in January 2023 as the 15th Chancellor of SUNY, a lifelong leader in public education, policy, and practice for students throughout New York State and nationwide. Chancellor King served in President Barack Obama's cabinet as the 10th U.S. Secretary of Education. Born in Brooklyn, New York, Chancellor King began his career in education as a high school social studies teacher and later a middle school principal before eventually becoming New York State's first African American and first Puerto Rican Commissioner of Education. Chancellor King holds a Bachelor's of Arts in Government from Harvard University, a JD from Yale Law School, as well as both a Master's of Arts in Teaching of Social Studies and a doctorate in education from Teachers College at Columbia University. Please join me in welcoming the 15th Chancellor of SUNY, Chancellor King.
You want that all the way? Yeah, sure. Thank you. Can we have another round of applause for Mary's sons, who were fantastic? Good afternoon, Broncos. It is great to be here today. And inaugurations are always such wonderful days, and it's always a special honor to get to speak at them. It's a special treat to be back here at Delhi to celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Mary Bondaroff, particularly now that I know I'm her second favorite boss. I'll look at this speech as an opportunity to move up in the rankings. I want to thank Chair Schoonmaker and the Delhi College Council, former Delhi President Candace Venko, the Delhi Foundation board members, Trustee Keith Landa, and all the SUNY presidents who've come out for Mary today. I also want to appreciate New York City Deputy Mayor Al-Mansar for being here and for her remarkable remarks. Can we have another round of applause for her? I especially want to appreciate Dr. Bondaroff's family and friends, some of whom, as you've heard, have traveled here from as far as Alaska and Tennessee to celebrate Mary. These are the people who have been with her through all the steps in achieving her dream of becoming a university president. And as you've already seen, it's quite a crew. She's got aunts and cousins and nieces and nephews, brothers, sisters, and in-laws here. Mary's mother, Judith Bartow, is here, and Mary's husband, Scott, and her 3 sons, who you heard from, David, Max, and Sam, and their partners are here with us. As you know, these jobs often require long hours away from family and friends, and so this is a special day for them too, and I'm so glad they're here with us. I also, oh no, she left. Where's Billy? Oh, there's Billy. There's a special shout out for Billy. Now, I first met Billy when the SUNY Board of Trustees voted to appoint Mary as SUNY Delhi's permanent president. And Billy, I know how proud Mary was that you were there with her then and that you're here today. You may not remember every step of your grandmother's journey, but I know that Billy is a shining reminder of the ultimate why of all of our work as educators, passing on a better world to future generations. Another round of applause for Billy. Now, I've had the special honor and privilege to get to know Mary and the SUNY Delhi community in the more than 2 years since I became chancellor. Each visit to Delhi is an inspiration. I've hung out in the Pole Yard, where students are preparing for careers in utility operations. We have our Pole Yard folks in the back there. I've watched budding architects design some truly impressive work. I've snuggled puppies, fed cows, alpacas, and sheep. And as a kid from Brooklyn, that is a very memorable experience. And at the end of the day on my visits, I've gotten to try an array of treats lovingly prepared by students in the culinary program. And while I appreciate the pastries and the puppies, I didn't need them to know that Delhi is a dynamic, engaging place with an inclusive, welcoming community. This is a place that centers the kinds of experiential, hands-on learning we want every SUNY student to have before they graduate. This is the kind of place employers are calling, asking how they can hire interns and graduates from its programs. And no small part of that is Mary's leadership. Here's what I know about Mary, and what I'm betting everyone who's had the privilege of working with Mary will say about her. She leads with heart. Her number one passion, the thread running through all of the roles and rich experiences Mary's held in the SUNY community over 3 decades, is creating an inclusive campus environment focused on every single student's success. That means she stays deeply connected to students, she's approachable, she listens to their needs, she goes above and beyond for them. Now, we have many outstanding college presidents in our SUNY system. All care deeply about students. But Mary's energy and enthusiasm stands apart. Mary is one of the very first people to welcome students in the Educational Opportunity Program who come to Delhi's campus for their pre-freshman summer program. She rolls out the red carpet, even hosting them in her own home. It makes our students, many of whom are stepping foot on a rural campus for the first time, feel like a university president cares specifically and individually about them. Mary believes in setting high expectations and providing a high level of support for students and faculty. She doesn't shrink away from crises or hard conversations, managing those tough decisions that always arise when taking on a leadership role with thoughtfulness, intellectual curiosity, and empathy. She's known to call a town hall meeting and reach out to unexpected stakeholders to hear new perspectives, making sure to honor everyone's concerns, but always acting with decisiveness and clarity at the end of the day. Mary is a connector. She's generous with her deep knowledge and relationships she's formed across SUNY, from Delhi to Oneonta to Morrisville and back to Delhi. And she's built bridges to the next generation of SUNY Chief Diversity Officers and Chiefs of Student Affairs. That well of experience and expertise was especially valuable to me when I began my role as Chancellor, and Mary stepped up to support Delhi. Since taking the reins at SUNY Delhi in 2022, as you've heard, Mary has shepherded large increases in student enrollment. She's made smart investments by expanding programs in high demand by students and employers. She's worked tirelessly across the community and earned support from industry partners to upgrade spaces and make sure SUNY Delhi students are getting the very best preparation for future careers. This fall, I had the opportunity to tour the reopened Farnsworth Hall. SUNY Delhi's veterinary science technology program is unique, the first of its kind in the country, and I was blown away by Mary's relentlessness that made it happen. More importantly, I was blown away by the students who are getting unmatched training in science and animals, students whose passion and commitment to their field were evident. Everywhere on campus, Mary, the faculty, staff, and students were hands-on, engaged with something literally engaged with something. Whether it was connecting pipes to heat pumps or caring for animals, where they hope to someday restore wildlife habitats or run the future PGA Tour. You can see why U.S. News ranks SUNY Delhi as a top performer in social mobility. Mary's footprints, or sneaker prints, are everywhere on this campus. One thing that always comes up when I talk with Mary is our shared vision and deep belief that what students learn on campus should be deeply connected to the skills they'll need in their future careers. Economic development and upward mobility is one of SUNY's 4 pillars, and it's also a principle Mary has led with for her entire career. I know Mary shares my sense of responsibility to the students who come through SUNY's doors. She knows just how powerful the potential of higher education can be when we meet students and communities where they are. She knows just how much a warm, inclusive campus community, grounded in connections to each other, to the workforce, and to the broader community, can develop the entirety of a student's being and change the course of their lives. Mary was asked recently about her vision for SUNY Delhi 5 years down the road. She answered, "I hope we can continue to create an environment where students find their place and feel like they belong on campus. We are preparing for the next generation of leaders." Mary is well on her way to building just such an environment. Indeed, I would say she already has. Congratulations, Mary. We are so proud for you to be the 11th president of SUNY Delhi. Now, at this time, I would like to ask Delaney and Finn Holohan to join me here. And I would like to request that Dr. Mary Bondaroff join me here at the podium. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. All right, here we go. Dr. Bondaroff, you have the most important privilege and responsibility of leading the State University of New York at Delhi, established in 1913, to the fulfillment of its great promise as an institution of higher learning and an integral partner in the region. As Chief Executive Officer, you are assigned all powers, duties, and responsibilities appropriate to the post. We are confident that under your leadership, this institution, pursuing the highest traditions of teaching, scholarship, and public service, will continue its dedication to this region, to the state, the nation, and the world. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the State of New York, I hereby present you, friends of the college, the 11th President of the State University of New York at Delhi, Dr. Mary Bondaroff. Are you in the Red Book?
Get me right back.
I don't know. Did you have this much?
I know, I stand between all of you and food. I didn't realize there would be so much talk about favorites. I'm glad I make everyone think they're their favorite. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Standing here as the next president of SUNY Delhi is truly one of the greatest honors of my life. As I look around this room and see faces that have shaped and supported me along every step of my journey, and I'm so grateful to have you here share this event with me. First, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Board Chair Dr. Meryl Tisch, all the SUNY trustees. Special thanks to Keith Landa for being here today. I deeply appreciate the confidence the trustees and the chancellor have placed in me to lead this incredible institution. Chancellor King, your leadership and direction have been invaluable. I'm honored you're here today, and for the record, being the favorite's overrated. My sincere gratitude also goes to SUNY Delhi College Council for believing in my vision. Of course, none of this would be possible without the unwavering support of my family. My husband, Scott, has always been my biggest cheerleader. Our amazing children, David, Max, and Sam, are some of my best work. And I guess I should give a little credit to their significant others who are here today. They put in the work too. It means the world to me to have my granddaughter Billy here, along with my mom, my brother, my sisters-in-law, my brother-in-law, my aunt, my cousins, niece, nephew, and so many very close friends. You all mean so much to me, and your presence here fills my heart. A special shout out to my colleagues at SUNY Oneonta. Vote for red, just saying. Morrisville, Northeastern, and beyond. I've been fortunate to learn from incredible people over my 37 years in higher education, whose friendship, guidance, and wisdom have shaped me profoundly. A special thank you to President Venko, your warm welcome and for your support. Some people have pointed out the similarities in our leadership, and I take that as a huge compliment. And finally, to the inauguration committee, my leadership team, the stage party, our elected officials, and all my SUNY Delhi colleagues, thank you, thank you, thank you for your dedication, your guidance, your continued support. Our campus looks beautiful today, and I want to give a special acknowledgement to our talented ground staff. They grew these flowers. The flowers around the podium reflect the pride and care that they bring to all their work. It's an incredible time to be part of the SUNY system, and I'm filled with excitement about our future together. But looking forward always reminds me to glance back, to reflect on my own journey and the path that brought me here. I realized my path to becoming a college president was anything but traditional. In many ways, it mirrors the path of countless students here at SUNY Delhi. Like many of them, my journey was not always straightforward or predictable. Back when I was a sophomore at SUNY Oneonta, I had a work-study job in a resin hall mailroom, and yes, we delivered mail to the resin halls. I was seriously considering leaving college. My resin hall director at the time encouraged me to apply for an RA position that was opening that spring. That simple tap on the shoulder changed my entire life. My family instilled in me the values of hard work and perseverance. My parents showed me that building a better future often means making sacrifices. They did so with quiet strength and without ever speaking of them with regret. They just did what needed to be done. Those lessons remain deeply embedded in who I am and continue to guide my work. I hadn't really thought much about being a mom, how being a mom had prepared me for this role until recently. Raising our three children have provided a surprising number of lessons that have directly shaped my leadership style. For example, having eyes in the back of my head have proven extremely useful at times. And if I'm gonna ask a lot of questions, I'd best be prepared for what the answers are. All joking aside, raising children teaches patience, resilience, and that mistakes often lead to incredible outcomes. Providing grace can go a long way. Like many of our students at SUNY Delhi, I learned early on that success often means working harder, going further, and believing deeply in your potential, even when that path ahead isn't clear. Education is powerful. It transforms lives, not just for one person, but for entire families and communities. Like many of you, I've experienced how furthering my education can open doors, create opportunities that once seemed impossible. SUNY plays a critical role as an accelerator of economic mobility, and I'm deeply proud to be part of this system. These reflections lead me to share a few of the key lessons I've learned throughout my career, insights I rely on every day, and that I hope will guide us together as we move SUNY Delhi forward. First, say yes to opportunity. A couple of years ago, I got a call out of the blue from the chancellor's office. I didn't know the chancellor knew I existed. Honestly, I didn't even know who the person was on the other end of the call. Some guy named Aaron starts talking, really direct, no nonsense, and basically tells me that they think I could take on a leadership role here at SUNY Delhi. That my leadership style was exactly what they needed. I knew in that moment this was the opportunity I had been hoping for, even if it sounded daunting. I'm convinced similar transformative opportunities exist here at SUNY Delhi every day. We are a small but mighty college where people consistently encourage each other to take risks and try something new. If someone hadn't seen potential in me, I probably wouldn't be standing here today. Second, relationships are vital. The relationships we build have the power to shape who we become. One memory that has stayed with me comes from my high school days. My aunt and uncle attended one of my track meets, and about a week later, my uncle quietly handed me one of his college track medals. He told me it was because he admired my grit and determination. I still carry that medal as a cherished reminder of who I am and the hard work it took to reach this moment. Throughout our lives, there are many interactions we may overlook in the moment, only to realize later how impactful they truly were. Marty Greenfield is here today. Marty and I were co-resident hall directors right here at SUNY Delhi in Russell Hall, my very first professional position. Marty instilled in me the importance of working in partnership. Relationships matter deeply. Third, trust your intuition. There have been countless moments where I needed to pause, reflect, and ultimately trust my gut instincts. Leadership demands difficult decisions, and sometimes intuition is our most reliable guide. Leaning into my intuition has become an essential part of my approach as a leader. Saying yes to Delhi was definitely an example of trusting my intuition. Fourth, hold yourself and others to high expectations. The responsibility of serving as a college president is no small task, and one I take incredibly seriously. I hold high expectations of myself and for those around me. To succeed today, we must think creatively and maintain momentum. Higher education hasn't always moved quickly, but the challenges we face today demand it. Since I arrived at SUNY Delhi, our campus community has worked tirelessly, achieving record enrollments, improving fiscal sustainability, and driving meaningful shifts in culture. These accomplishments required all of us to lean in together, and they remind us of the extraordinary things we can achieve when we expect more from ourselves and each other. Finally, listen and seek out different perspectives. Today, we face unprecedented challenges and uncertainties in higher education. Engaging with diverse perspectives broadens our horizons and challenges our assumptions. I encourage each of you to actively seek out conversations with people who hold different beliefs and experiences. It's a valuable personal and professional skill that fosters curiosity, empathy, and informed decision-making. An inclusive environment where genuine dialogue happens across differences cultivates validation, lifelong learning, and innovation. With these leadership lessons as our foundation, I'd like to speak more specifically about my vision and priorities for SUNY Delhi as we look to the future. My vision for SUNY Delhi is clear and ambitious. We will become the premier technology college in SUNY and in the state of New York. And yes, I realize my friends from the other tech colleges may raise an eyebrow. I see you, Dave Rogers. But we have what it takes to achieve this goal. It will mean delivering strong, equitable outcomes for all students, improving retention and graduation rates, maintaining academic excellence, and strategically growing enrollments while building opportunities in high-demand programs aligned with employer needs. One of my highest priorities is to deepen our relationships with our alumni, industry partners, and the broader community. We are at a pivotal moment in higher education, one that requires us to clearly demonstrate our value and find innovative ways to partner with businesses and other institutions. I look forward in building even stronger bonds in the years ahead. At SUNY Delhi, our competitive advantage is our hands-on applied learning, with students as a top priority. Anyone who knows me also knows I'm fiercely competitive. Just as the students who competed in Merry Madness basketball event earlier this week. But competition for us always means working together to be the very best we can be for our students, for our campus, and our community. As we look forward, our potential as an institution is tremendous. Our legacy is undeniable. To reach new heights, we must recognize that real progress is always a choice, one we consciously make every day. Each student at SUNY Delhi has untapped promise. They're counting on us to see it, nurture it, and help unlock it. Together, we must choose progress each day in every interaction so that we can create a transformative experience our students deserve and expect from us. Our collective commitment matters. We all need to be in it to win it. Let's continue to embrace this moment. Let's choose progress together, because when we choose progress, we choose our students. And there's no better choice we could make. Every single one of us can make this choice daily, even with the smallest gestures. Remember, it was a simple tap on my shoulder in college that changed my entire trajectory. So today, I ask you, who will you tap on the shoulder? Whose life will you change by simply showing genuine care, encouragement, and belief? Thank you. It's a great day to be a Bronco.
Thank you. You can be seated. Thank you. Thanks so much. It just dawned on me that after all the talk about favorites, sorry, Brett, but I think I might be her favorite dean. Thank you, Dr. Bondaroff. Again, from everyone here, congratulations. Thank you for saying yes when the chancellor called. Our college community would like to invite all of you to join us for a celebratory reception at the back of the Clark Fieldhouse immediately following today's ceremony. President Bondaroff and the platform party will have photos taken and will join in the reception in a short time. I now invite our mace bearer, Douglas McKee, back to the podium to officially conclude this ceremony.
Sheltered by the Catskill Mountains, in a vale so fair, stands our college, well beloved by the Delaware. Delaware, our alma mater, may we strive to learn through our time and ever after, longing to return. When we leave to start life's journey, our sweet memories will recall the joyous hours we have spent with thee. Delaware, our alma mater, seems to be our grace. With our knowledge as and now on, ever through our days. Delaware, our alma mater, seems to be our grace. With our knowledge as and now on, ever through our days.
The investiture ceremony for Dr. Mary Bondaroff, our 11th president of SUNY Delhi, has now concluded. Please remain seated for the recessional sung by SUNY Delhi's own Dr. Katie Murphy.
I got my emotional sports sticky note. It's a great day. It's a great day for Delhi. Congratulations. What a beautiful ceremony. So this is a surprise song for President Bondaroff, but I did have to change the words just a little bit. So if you're brave enough to sing along with me, then we'll say, call me up if you a Bronco or a nitty-gritty SUNY Delhi folk. So if you can do that, sing along with me. Oh, one other thing. We pinch pennies. We don't do the other thing. But you'll know what I'm talking about when we get to that part in the song. Yep, yeah, thanks. You're like, oh yeah, that's a good choice. So, hey, let's hit it, DJ Sarah. Right, turn off the lights. We're gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the dealio? I don't need this. I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m. turn the radio up. Where's the rock and roll? Winner, wow! Party crashers, penny pinchers. Call me up if you a Bronco. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my don't you understand? It's so on now. It's so on right now. I can't stop coming in hot. I should be locked up right on the spot. It's so on right now. It's so on right now. Party crashers, penny pinchers. Call me up if you a Bronco. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. Oh, my underdogs, we will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty. SUNY Delhi folks, won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Hey, all you people going to the gala, make sure you drink water tonight, otherwise Friday's gonna suck. So if you're too school for cool, and you're treated like a fool, you can choose to let it go. We can always party on our own. So raise your own. So raise your glass in all the right ways. Oh, my underdogs, we will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty. SUNY Delhi folks, so raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. Oh, my underdogs, anything but loud and nitty gritty. SUNY Bayside folks, won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass for President Bondaroff. Woo! Am I doing this one too? I'll do it, but
Mr. Worldwide to infinity. You know the roof on fire. We go boogie, oogie, oogie, jiggle, wiggle, and dance like the roof on fire. We go drink drinks and take shots until we fall out like the roof on fire. Now, baby, get my booty naked, take off all your clothes and light the roof on fire. Tell her, baby, 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 I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball. He's running the game. Now big bang boogie, get that kitty little noogie in a nice little shave. I gave Susie a little pat up on the booty and she turned around and said, walk this way.
I was born in a flame. Mama said that every word would know my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Fireball. Right here don't play. That boy's from the bottom of the map. MIA USA. I gave Susie a little pat up on the booty and she turned around and said, walk this way.
I was born in a flame. Mama said that every word would know my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am.